people living in walls. There's a show on, because you've mentioned this before, Kyle, the fear you have of people living in an attic, living in walls, living in. There's a show on Hulu called Frogging, Phrogging, and apparently that's the little term for someone living in your house without your knowledge. And there's multiple episodes of it. I only watched like 2, and one of them was this lady who, and in my head I was like, obviously attic and like crawl space, like outside, like getting in under a crawl space or something, making a little homeless shelter under there. Like I thought those were going to be the 2 I would hear over and over. But some of these people were so bold, some of the froggers, that this one woman was like, yeah, this guy was living in my closet.
No.
In her closet. And he said, or she said that the way it, like, I guess he would live in there sometimes and then he would bounce out and like go somewhere else, like maybe an attic, basement. Like he was
at night?
Up at the way he got caught was she was like, and I just saw this guy in my closet and he was dressed up in like my clothes, like a woman, like would you fuck me? I'd fuck
so maybe
like
maybe it's camouflage, to be fair. Let's give him that. Let's
maybe, like, but then she was talking the way she described it was like he was scared of her. Yeah. Like he was fearful and afraid when he got caught. And she was like, he seemed really scared of me. And he asked me if I wanted to hug. And I said no. And then I told him to leave. And he just walked out of my house dressed in my clothes. And then I followed him to the gas station he went to and just told some cops, that man was living in my closet and around my home. And so they arrested him. But like, and this could be embarrassing if I'm ever frogged and I don't realize it, but I feel like I would have the situational awareness to, if you're in my attic and you're super light-footed, Legolas level light-footed, maybe I don't catch you for a bit, but even then,
the first day,
I think I'll catch it. There's no fucking way I slip up so badly that someone can hang out in my closet without me knowing. That's that woman's own complacency, if anything.
Actually, I take it back. Yeah, in my closet is particularly odd. I'll send you a video of it later. You'll be like, oh shit, someone could be there right now, Kyle.
How big is your closet?
It's not that it's some sort of lifestyles of the rich and famous, like really, really big closet. It's an oddly shaped one that they stuck in. Instead of doing a bonus room, they sort of spun the closet off, and it goes around 2 corners. And there's a little midget-sized door that just opens up into attic space, like straight from inside the house to inside the attic, from the second floor through this little bitty door that's all, and it's like, it's not meant to be used a lot, clearly, because it's all insulated and like kind of plugged in. But it's like, holy shit, like somebody could be living in there. I wouldn't.
Oh yeah, that's prime frogging territory.
There's enough AC in here to like stay cool too, because the closet has AC. I turned that off because it seems like, why am I keeping my clothes cool?
So it's refreshing to get dressed in them.
Sweat it out, you fuckers. But yeah, that's a real nightmare scenario. Someone living in the house, especially if they mean you harm. It's one thing if it's some down on their luck, like decent person, or maybe even someone who's mentally ill, who's like childlike in a way, in their own way, and it's like they're afraid of you. Like your guy was terrified of that lady when he got found out living in her closet. Yeah. Man, I would be terrified. I would be just as terrified as the most terrified of home invaders living in closets. Especially if, imagine this. Imagine you didn't discover them. You found their nest.
That would be scary, because you'd be like, when are they coming back? Where are they now?
When are they coming back? And where are they now?
Yeah, they're probably somewhere else in the house.
You cannot react. You can't scream to yourself and say, everyone run out of the house. There were people frogging up here, because then they might hear, and maybe they're close to a family member and they hurt them. You've got to carefully get the family out. Then you got to call the cops from the outside. And it's a whole nightmare that your life has descended into, because you just found a nest. And I'm imagining like lots of Gatorade with some piss in it, like piss bottles and like canned foods and like a sleeping bag for sure. And maybe like a hung up clock radio or TV, or like, some bullshit homeless shit up in my attic, right?
Yeah. Imagine if they're like protected. Like their chimney sweeps, they have tenants' rights. Like, you can't evict them. You have to wait until they're done breeding, and then they get to live in your closet.
This is an endangered Atlanta homeless. You can't force him out. He has to choose to leave. He's
Hobos and sparrows. You got to let them do their thing here. It's the law.
Yeah, that would be terrible.
On those eastern bats.
Because I would assume malice right away.
Fuck that.
Like, I wouldn't assume they were down on their luck. I would assume this person has a notebook somewhere with a plan on how to kill me and all my loved ones, and they're just biding their time, enjoying my AC and my plumbing.
I think I'd move out. Because like now there's a guy. Now they have a grudge against me, and they know where I live, and like they're not going for life. They're going to be out in a year at worst case scenario, right? You got to run.
Yeah.
This is a scary movie.
I mean, there's nothing that's going to stop him. He's homeless. He already knows that much
broke
about
into
you.
Your house
he's already like snuck down, taken your keys, gone to your giant safe in the basement, and then like opened it, and he found your passport, and he found your social card, and he took pictures of all that, and he put it back in there. And that's what he's doing.
Keep them out like a mouse.
Stealing our identity. What if it's
stealing our identities?
You find the door they came in and stuff it with steel wool, so they can't come back.
Well, I put out a bunch of sticky traps. She's covered in glue.
You'll die eventually. It's close.
You're home alone. This bullshit. You can't come back.
I caught an intruder in the glue trap this morning. What'd you do? I didn't have the heart to put him down. I just left him up there. Well, that's a scary thought. I saw a whole like Mojo top 10. There's a trillion of those. Anything you want to see about, and I think it was about like top 10 scariest real life times when someone had lived in somebody's fucking house without them knowing it, and it was just I go up in the attic every now and then, just make sure. But the real thing in the South. It's so hot up there, dude. It gets impossibly hot up there. I'm guessing, but 150 wouldn't surprise me a bit. All day.
That would kill you for sure.
Yeah, you just die up there.
I hope that chipmunk from weeks ago that I saw escape into my garage, I hope it actually left. Because otherwise, there's just a dead chipmunk.
You didn't crack the garage door for him a little?
I left it all the way open for hours after I chased him out there. So hopefully he actually left. Otherwise, he's dead because that was in the hottest of the year.
I had a bat. So my attic has these, I guess it's like a dormer or something. And there are these slats, kind of like a mini blind. But behind it is screen. And the bat sort of made a little nest outside the house because it was outside the screen, but inside the slats, and that was his spot. So I wasn't sure how to handle it, but what I did is I hit him so he flew away, and then I sprayed his nest with like hornet and wasp spray to make it unappealing.
I hate that.
And that seemed to work.
Yeah.
Okay.
You think it's like I used to be so fucking dumb that I was like, oh, wasp poison special made for wasps, and it's like, no, it's just poison. Like you spray someone with wasp spray, they're
I think that it's mostly just some sort of petroleum based, like think paint thinner or gasoline, somewhere in the middle, right on the petroleum distillate chart. I think it's just pressurized that. Because
did you see that clip of those people who like put gas jars on wasps' nest or hornets' nest? Did you see the one of that retard who like didn't measure it out correctly, and so like he put it on there, but there was an overhang, and so there was a gap where the wasps could just go like zzz, and straight out of it, and so then he just got attacked by a bunch of wasps.
Wasps, remember your face.
I can't possibly pronounce these words. Wasp killer sprays contain insecticides that are toxic to wasps and hornets. The active ingredient in these sprays are pyrethroids and pythins. These ingredients are synthetic versions of pythins. The point is this: they're toxic to wasps and hornets, but not as toxic to humans. I didn't see that coming.
Is that a size thing, though?
You say
it's
that,
like less toxic to us because we're so big?
I saw a dude get sprayed with hornet spray on YouTube one time, and he took it very poorly.
Taylor, glad you came to me for my opinion on the synthetic versions of pyrothins derived from chrysanthemums.
Chrysanthemums. Yeah.
Well,
that is it. Oh, well, that's A word I don't read very often.
Yes. I had to backwards engineer that one. Yeah, well, I didn't know that they had poison.
It's spelled CHRY, xanthanums. Okay, so, all right.
Yeah, I've seen them do that with the gasoline. We would honestly always just throw a little cup of gasoline on them. I know that seems counterintuitive, like you might set a building on fire. Makes sense, but that's what we do. We just douse them with a little bit of gasoline. Usually did the trick.
Yeah, most things hate being covered in gas.
They hate it, and if they don't hate it enough, well, step 2 is setting them on fire.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't like that first thing? You're gonna hate this new thing. This is just the worst.
There's no animals that are immune to fire. No terrestrial animals.
I don't think so. I think we all have fire.
I'm glad you went terrestrial because I had shark on the tip of my tongue.
I had to hedge real quick on that and be like, no, you can't say fish.
I mean, it's not like he's immune to fire. He just happens to be in the water.
I agree.
You get him up here. I'll see how he likes these cigarettes. Fucking
there's anything.
Yeah, you don't like it now, do you, bitch?
You're just burning a catfish.
No, it's a shark.
No reason.
I wouldn't torture a catfish.
No, you'd eat it, or maybe you wouldn't. I know you're not the biggest catfish guy. I think is incredibly bougie. Oh, okay. I thought
I actually had catfish like last week or something like that. There was like a fish house near me, and I was like, yeah, I haven't had catfish forever. I got hush puppies and catfish. Put some fucking lemon juice on that shit. Love it.
You mentioned new Coke.
I agree.
Did you? That new Coke switch was, I think this is like common knowledge now. It was like a total, like a way to trick people into not noticing that they switched from sugar to corn syrup. So they take Coke off the market. They bring out new Coke. It sucks. They bring classic Coke back with corn syrup instead of sugar, and people go, yay.
Do you think that was the plan from the get-go? They didn't mean to introduce a bad Coke.
Yeah. They introduced that in order to make it less obvious that you're pivoting from sugar, which is the same reason that Mexican Coke is so good. Like if they would have made that switch instantly, sugar to corn syrup, you get noticed right away. And so you've switched to a different product that sucks intentionally, run a short run of it, and then switch to the new product, which saves you a shit ton of money at the old flavor that's close enough.
I can't buy it. I was around for the new Coke introduction and the ad blitz for new Coke and the excitement. Everyone wanted to see it. There were these Coca-Cola wars between Coke and Pepsi. I can't think of another A versus B comparison that was the same level of just like cultural dominance. Everyone, are you a Coke guy, Pepsi guy? What are you? We went on a field trip in my school to see a Pepsi bottling company. It was like everywhere. And when they came out with new Coke, it really seemed like they were trying to give you a better Coke because it was losing the taste tests to Pepsi.
I think it was just a smart business move to like trick consumers and save a bunch of money. Pretty shrewd, but like I think they're they're a very smart company. Well, it wasn't
they got a ton of free media. Like I bet did they lose money in the end? Like the whole thing was this media storm. It's before my time, and I know about it. I know how big of a deal it was. Remember,
you get a second media storm at the end of it. Oh, they're bringing back Coca-Cola Classic, the favorite beverage of the planet. Like.
They're masters of marketing. I'm telling you, if you ever go
they're smart
to it next time you're in Atlanta and you want to waste $50, head over to the Coca-Cola Museum. Okay, they will show you a polar bears movie that'll make you wish it was a full movie and not 15 minutes of not a 15-minute commercial. And then they'll make you stand in line to walk into the vault where the recipe is kept in a box. You will see no recipe, of course. You will just stand in line to look at a safe deposit box, which is most assuredly empty. Then you'll be led to a back room at some point with concrete sticky floors where you'll meander past many 360-degree pedestals that dispense sodas from around the planet that
Thai,
for whatever
lemon,
reason,
Pepsi,
for whatever reason, the most powerful fucking economic force in existence. We don't have it here. They can only get it in Guatemala. It's the good stuff, though. Trust me. And you get to try like cinnamon fucking Coke and like all these ridiculous derivations. And at first you think it's cool. And then you realize a lot of these kiosks are the exact same 18 mystical flavors. Like it's just set up that way so everybody can have one. And then you actually see some glass bottles being made. It's a fucking like fucking nonsense. You see some machines make a few glass bottles, and then I don't even think they give you one for free. They might though. They might actually sell you a Coke at the end of the fucking tour.
Factory tour in the world is? Have you been on the Hershey Park factory tour?
No.
Making it. Oh, there is a ride you can take where you experience the journey of like an M&M or whatever Hershey's bar along next to one. So like as it seems like they're really making Hershey's bars over there. And I was young, but I still think they are genuinely. This is a real factory that produces Hershey bars. And then you're in this like cart, I don't know, like big Hershey's Kiss or something. And as you go past the heater, like fuck. Did they really turn it up to 110 for this part? Okay. And then they cool the chocolate off and you're freezing in there. And they give you the whole tour. And there's people in, I guess they're called bunny suits, you know, like the hygienic, suits that cover your hair and everything. And Hershey's tour is pretty legit. I enjoyed it. And I had a similar tour that Kyle talked about, but with Pepsi. And it was so effective that like 42 years later, I am still a little bit loyal to Pepsi, which was their goal.
It's made in Jersey, right?
Pepsi
where?
It's made.
I'm asking you. I don't know.
The tour was. I don't know if their like headquarters are or anything.
I used to know because I watch all that shit on YouTube, like the behind the brands and like the food that made America and all that stuff. So I watched one on Spam the other day. I was fascinated. I loved it. The whole thing about the Hawaiians eating the Spam.
Does it stand for salt preserves all meat?
They don't know what it stands for.
Okay.
They broke down a couple.
I thought it was like
apostles.
a joke about ham.
They had 2 or 3 ideas for what it might stand for, if I remember it correctly, in the documentary that I watched. But I think it was big for World War II, obviously. They sent millions of cans over, and they were afraid that because those guys had been eating it every day, like, fuck, they'll never buy a can of Spam again. But it was the opposite. They got home and they're like, you know what I want, honey? You know what would make me feel comfortable? Why don't you cook us all up a can of Spam? And then
nice can of Spam.
I've never had Spam.
It has a very distinctive flavor. If you ever want to taste it just for the hell of tasting it, make sure you get the low sodium version because 1 can of Spam has like a week's sodium supply in it. Even the low sodium, that 1 can far exceeds your daily sodium.
Oh, yeah.
It's crazy amounts.
It's like this preserved meat paste.
It's salted ham.
It's like an emulsified and reformed salted ham paste in a can that will last until your grandchildren are long gone.
I have a can because I bought it after I watched that documentary, and then I realized I didn't get the low sodium version, and then someone talked about how much sodium was in it, and I was like, I can't even taste that. If I take a bite of that, it's going to give me high blood pressure. Like,
do you guys ever watch documentaries or videos about how the food you're eating at the time is made? Like,
it's a terrible idea.
No, I do this. Like I'll eat a steak and I'll like watch a YouTube video of like how a cow's butchered. Like the guy is in there, he's like showing all the cuts. Or I was eating Cheez-Its, of course, or maybe it was Goldfish, and then I found out how it's made of that. It was like Cheese Nips, some off-brand thing, and I'm just like damn, this is kind of neat. I was on I'm eating saltines. I'm on the Wikipedia page for saltines, watching how it's made soda crackers. I don't know. I guess this is less common than I thought it was.
No, my viewing like what I'm watching will often influence what I end up eating. I watched Family Guy the other day, and it's the one where they sing. Have you ever put butter on a Pop-Tart? It's so friggin' good. You remember this?
Yeah, I know that one.
And I was like, no, I've never put butter on a Pop-Tart.
Yeah.
Dude, I put butter on a Pop-Tart, and it is so friggin' good. It's outrageously good. You put it on the back of the Pop-Tart, the non-frosted side.
Mm-hmm.
It's tremendous.
Well, I'm sure butter can't. There are very few things that butter makes worse. Butter's a S tier food stuff.
100%.
Face wash. Face wash, is that?
It makes face wash worse.
I think he's got you there, Taylor.
I saw like a CC camera video.
Better, Kyle. You can put it on your hand.
All right, you win this round.
I saw a CC camera video the other day from like a movie theater or something, and this Asian lady goes over to the butter dispenser, the popcorn thing, goes squeak, squeak, rubs it in her hands, and then rubs it all over her face.
I want to make sure nobody sit next to me at movie.
And then walks away.
She needed more pimples.
Like maybe
I'm going to have my own whole section for Endgame.
All I could think was maybe she thought it was hand sanitizer and she really wanted to get clean. She likes that feeling Woody likes when you rub alcohol on your skin.
How soon after you rub movie theater butter on your face are you like, I have to go home. Like I need to rinse this off. Go in the bathroom and just hit that thing and then try and splash water from the 6 tiny streams that come down into the bottom of the sink before it unsets itself. That is one of the worst things about modern society is that people can't be trusted to just have a normal turn for your faucet. How far have we sunk that at gas stations and places, you have to wash your hands with a push because there are people out there who can't be bothered to turn off the faucet. And we all have to live in this world. It's the cart return conundrum.
You know what? I would rather have the push that you described.
You return your carts?
Sensor.
Always.
The sensor that you wave around and like do a little jig, maybe Running Man, try to get it to work. Just me.
It could be.
Kyle, when you return that cart, you're taking food right out of that cart man's mouth when you do that. You know what happens? You know what would happen if everyone returned their carts like Good Guy Taylor? The cart man would be out of a job. Okay, you know what I do with my cart?
His job is to bring the carts from outside back into the fucking store, dumbass, not to collect it.
And the harder that job is, the more laborious, the more difficult and time-consuming it is, the more hours the man gets, the more money he makes.
That's the same reason some all trip waiters was they're bringing food to the table.
I'm a job creator.
He takes his Home Depot carts and brings them to Lowe's and vice versa. It's just that's to make busy
Sometimes
work.
Kyle doesn't even need to go shopping. He just goes there and he pushes them around.
I go and I push all the carts up into the grass and toss them in the woods down below. And look, he's out there for hours. I see him. I sit across the street at the other store and I watch him through binoculars while he works.
We learned verifiably Kyle and I are both smug bitch assholes. And one thing
Definitely
I am
me.
a smug
I don't think
bitch
he could accuse
about
you of being smug.
is I am smug about returning carts. I always return my cart. When I see somebody do that, leaning it up on the island, I fucking hate that. I hate that.
Is there any excuse for that? What if it's pouring rain?
Just walk and return it. It's like, it doesn't take long.
I asked you a question.
There's no excuse. Just do it.
There is no torrential downpour that will dissuade you from returning that cart, even though you know it might go away later and a cart man might be able to return it in the sunny. Really? What if it's not?
What I didn't tell you is that I park always in the handicap space. And so, which is right next to the cart return. And that's they call that beating karma. They call that a net neutral on karma. As you park in.
I take it a step further. I park in the cart return just to fuck with people like Taylor.
I park directly in front of the cart return. You shut my car. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. Is this a mentally handicapped guy trying to get by? I'm boxing him out. Oh, you're gonna have to want it. You gotta want these carts. I'm a job creator. Show me.
I return them, but I'll admit there have been times when, like, it was raining and I propped that shit up somewhere. I was just like, I'm not getting soaked over whatever. Like, I ran out of there. I've definitely left it before, but it's not a practice.
One thing I will do is I'll like ghost ride it into the return, and if it doesn't like go into the next cart or whatever, I just call it good.
Oh yeah.
That's fine.
I'll be honest. I try to hit it from as far away as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever sometimes there's like 5 of them that aren't quite lined up in there already? You ever try and you just throw it in there hard? You're like, I'm going to try and re-rack as many as I can into there.
But then that gate pops out at the end and you just shove 15 shopping carts down a hill. you got to run for it now.
They're fucking taking my carts, Rick. I've found that there's never a time in the day that a pulled pork sandwich is not good. And so like late at night, a little snack. If this is embarrassing, I'm joking. Last week I got up at 3 a.m, made myself a pulled pork barbecue sandwich, ate that, went back to bed. Just like normal eating. Eating.
What I've done
before, pulled pork sandwich.
I've done.
I literally woke up and was peeing and was like, oh, there's pork in the fridge. And then I went and made a
I've gone to the fridge and gotten out like the pulled pork meat. And then they've got the barbecue sauce where I used to go was vinegary. It was like liquid, but it was like really like strong tasting. And I would get hunks of pork and dip it in that and eat it until the sauce was gone and then go to bed. and that kind of been like nighttime eating, like I'm prone to that. And I'll wake up and it'll take me a while to remember that I did it. Like sometimes I'll only know it because there was evidence left behind. I've woken up and there'll be like cheese rind and cracker crumbs on the kitchen counter where I clearly like just laid a chunk of cheese on the counter, got a knife, and was just like carving chunks off and putting it on crackers while I ate in front of the fridge, and then definitely like drank out of the bottle and like closed the door and walked away. Yeah.
It's easy to like just start cutting chunks off of cheese after you finished all the other stuff on there, and you're like, no, I'm not a glutton. This is pretty Parisian of me.
Right now, I'm doing
cheese.
I do that with grapes now, though. I've got those fucking cotton candy grapes downstairs, so if I wake up in the night, I can eat like
grapes.
A fistful
Grapes
of those.
are a wealthy person's fruit. I think of grape as a successful person's fruit.
Really? Because they're like $3.
I don't know. I picture like laying on that chaise lounge.
Oh, and someone's fanning you.
Someone's fanning you.
And you're eating a clump of them at a time.
A clump at a time. And if you don't want the whole clump, throw it away. You're rich.
Is that how you eat grapes, Taylor? Like holding the whole bunch up and just eating the bottom one, putting it back?
You just eat. I eat like a wing. I put all 10 inches in my mouth and then I pull it out. Just a string.
You're a cartoon character.
Dick, if you splurge on food, what do you eat? Your weakness?
Just pretty much anything. I let the liquor do the thinking when it comes to snacks, and just wake up like a wolf man that transformed with the full moon, with wrappers all around me, hating myself and wondering how to justify my existence the next day. I do love that. Like if there's pulled pork on the menu, 'cause I love slow cooking. I don't have a smoker. I got to get one. I do everything in the slow cooker. And the meat is getting progressively bigger so that it just fills up the entire slow cooker now. And then whenever that's done, it's like, well, that old way of eating where it's meals, that's dead. That's gone now. Now we're on the meat stream time where it's feeding like a constant stream of meat throughout the day that ends when I go to sleep and begins when I wake up. Like, who doesn't want a little bit of pulled pork with their coffee?
Everyone does.
It's noon somewhere. Let's have a little bite of this.
I'm gonna be honest. Like,
there's a reason they call pulled pork the perfect afternoon pick-me-up.
Yeah.
Wait, who called
I honestly think I could just eat it every day.
That 2 p.m. feeling? Pulled pork sandwich and you're feeling good.
It's probably the bread getting you as much as the pork.
I just need a scientist to explain that it's healthy to eat a constant stream of pulled pork. Like that guy.
Protein synthesis. Yeah.
If someone can put it in like Women's Home and Gardening or something, or on the front page of Huffington Post, like the greatest new diet is eating pulled pork all day from when you wake up until you go to bed. You got to get your husband on this right away. I'll be like, yes, thank you, God.
Yeah, how come there aren't ever any good propaganda articles with things like that?
Not for men.
Why smoking will protect you from COVID?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, well, I better get a smoker. I better hop on that Traeger train and start eating ribs.
Oh, my God.
Pulled pork. Don't even link things like that, man.
You don't want to read it?
Don't read the nutrition facts of pulled pork. I don't want to. I don't want to know.
Zach tells us that pulled pork has 11 grams of fat and 3.5 grams of saturated fat in particular in every 1 cup serving. If you're concerned about your cholesterol levels, try substituting traditional pulled pork items with grilled pork tenderloin. Get out of here with your substitutes. No, Taylor wants it fat.
I don't know if that was good or bad.
I didn't want to know. I didn't want to know how many grams of fat because,
it's like
Dick's
a spoiler warning. Like, I haven't seen Thor yet.
No, Dick is so right with the just eating piece. This is how foolish I'll get with the pulled pork, because I'll have a couple sandwiches and then I'll be like, hey, how about a little health conscious eating? And then I just no bread, just an enormous amount of sauce on fatty meat.
Yeah.
And you look at it, and because all the fat's been cooked down, you can look at it and be like, that doesn't look that much different in its appearance than pulled chicken. It's probably a little bit like pulled chicken.
Brisket. Go to brisket.
I haven't done a brisket yet. I'm having company over tomorrow night, so I was gonna start one tonight at 2 a.m. Except then I haven't done a brisket before, so I don't want my first brisket to be for company. I want to try it out first. So I'm doing a huge amount of pulled pork, and then maybe tomorrow afternoon I'll even make some smoked wings too, because I smoked some wings earlier this week and they were tremendous, absolutely wonderful.
I'm going to get a smoker. You've sold me. I like the idea of doing 2 chickens at a time, and then shredding all that meat and putting them in containers for my week, and just having easy, delicious chicken meals.
Yeah. Chicken is the easiest shit on the smoker. I started with the pulled pork and ribs and longer recipes, and it's 12 hours. But a whole chicken If you want to like get it to pulled chicken, it's like 3.5 hours. It's nothing. Like it takes very little time.
I really like slow cooker stuff, like putting stuff in the crock pot and making chili and pot.
I love a nice crock pot roast with potatoes and carrots and celery in there.
Yeah, there's some onions in there. Yeah, it's good stuff. I like making those too.
It's going to be an overeating night.
Oh yeah, we're gearing up for a good one tonight.
Usually around the 3-hour mark of the show, I start planning snacks. And then the show ends.
My girlfriend brought home a bunch of Japanese snacks. Like she went to her favorite Japanese grocery store in Westwood. She's like, "Look at all these snacks I got: pizza, chips, little like pretzels, some mochis." And I'm watching her do it, and she's all happy. And I'm like, I'm getting drunk and eating all of these tonight. And I'm gonna remember half of them. Like, say your goodbye, pick your favorite, and take it to bed because I'm eating the rest of them.
I mean, like the reputation is that like weed with the munchies is what makes you eat like an animal the most. It's alcohol. Alcohol has that crown far and away because
depression.
When you're drunk, you have no inhibitions. There's no voice in your head to tell you a pizza's not a good idea.
For me, it's insomnia. Like I don't make good food choices at 2:30 a.m. Only bad decisions. The 2:30 a.m. is the time when like the Tostitos come out or God forbid the trail mix. It's so
not the trail mix.
Not the, oh, my fucking nemesis. The
what do you imagine the honey roasted? Like have you?
If they start putting honey roasted nuts in trail mix, it's just it's the perfect combination of
honey roasted cashews
and fats and
the pecans,
carbs,
carbs, sugar, fats, and carbs.
I don't
all the ingredients
carbs in there. I think some protein and fat and sugar. Oh, that's a good point. Yeah,
salt. Salt was the one I was searching for.
Oh, delicious salt.
Carbs, fats, and salts. That's trail mix.
I told these guys last week, but I ordered. This is like a couple weeks ago. I ordered a pizza at like 12:30 in the morning. Like I was baked out of my mind, really hungry, wanted a pizza, and I ordered it. And instead of canceling the order because they were closed, the next morning at like 10 a.m., those fucking cholesterol terrorists brought me a pizza at 10 in the morning, 10, 11 in the morning, which is like that's, if I wanted to destroy someone's life, I'd have pizza sent to their home every morning at 11 a.m. Because they're not going to resist it. It's going to set you up for a carb-loaded day of nothing getting done, and you already paid for it, or someone did, so you don't want to waste it, right?
No. How was it?
It was good. I ate most of it.
You know why it was good? It was.
I don't know why I lied. I ate all of it.
Yeah, ate it all. It was
disgusting.
The thing about that is that was the first pizza of the day because that order had been in there from the night before. So you got the first one, hot off the presses.
Oh yeah, and that delivery guy had to think I was a psychopath.
Addict. You're on the addict list now. Like, oh boy. We got that guy finally went over the edge. Taylor's waiting on his pizza in the morning.
Put that guy on the special garlic knot email list. Hit him with the offers. He won't be able to resist. Yeah, like Woody said before that, like, for him, pizza is not a tempting, like, cheat food. Like, pizza is very tempting for me. I just, even bad pizza is pretty good. I know that's trite, but it's true.
I like pizza a lot, but it has to be really good pizza to be tempting. In Atlanta, there's this place called, like, Jets. Jets, I think, and they have like you can pick your crust, and they have like
jet
crust.
Loss.
Jets. Yeah. Wait, what pizza place? Wait, Jets the chain that makes like the square pizzas?
Yeah,
I've had that.
It's so good. It's so good.
Yeah, they throw a lot of sauce on there, which
3-letter word.
You know, I appreciate.
I was making sure that you could spell it.
Is it possessive though? Is there an apostrophe? Is it their pizza?
That's a good question. Are there lots of Jets, or is it just one Jet that owns all these pizzas?
I think there's multiple. It might be twins.
Apostrophes confuse me a little bit.
It's like school pizzas. Like
it
lunch.
is like school pizza. Yeah, but they were flat in school. That was the most disgusting thing. I can't believe our lunches were so bad thinking back.
Yeah.
Kids should riot, man.
Were gross.
They should take hostages. Stop tolerating this shit.
I mean, Pizza Day was the only thing that kept kids in line. Every Wednesday getting a little pizza. That sounds like kind of
risky.
Nice.
I never ate them, but when you bit into them, it was dark meat.
Yeah, you get a cafeteria beef or whatever. Like it can get really low quality.
And in my grade school, I didn't realize this until I was an adult, obviously, but they would have chicken rings day, like chicken rings that you buy at White Castle.
Which part of the chicken is the ring come from?
It's the back. Sphincter, cloaca. Yeah, it's and like I remember like we'd go up there and you'd have your little tray and they'd give you like 5 or 7 or whatever chicken rings. And I remember even as a kid like dipping it in the ketchup or whatever, just being like, why the hell are they rings? Like what is going on here? My grade school was buying bulk chicken rings from I guess White Castle corporate and feeding it to us. Like that's criminal, frankly. Like that is there lower quality? Is there lower quality meat? Maybe the retired circus animals at Taco Bell, but there's not much else.
I saw the other day on Reddit there was this Australian product and it was chicken donuts. It was like full size chicken rings that looked like donuts.
I mean, I'm okay.
I know, right? I talked to my Australian friends. They're like, "Yeah, those are great."
Is it like white meat, dark meat?
I'm sure it's very high quality meat. Yeah,
and they're only better as a ring.
Only the best for the chicken donuts.
Yeah. Do you remember when McDonald switched to like claiming all white meat on their nuggets? Yeah. If anything, that when I would drive through drive-thrus and they started making that claim, that was like a methinks thou doth protest too much situation. Like, come on, get real. We know there's like beaks and feathers in this.
One thing that strikes me about McDonald's is it's cheaper for them to buy those sick Australian cows and ship those to America to feed us than it is to just use American beef somehow.
Really? We're eating shitty. Why are they shitty Australian cows? They just don't make them as well over there?
Oh, I just picked. Yeah, they don't make cows good in Australia.
Yeah.
They don't know how. They don't have the technology.
Bunch of con men.
I mean, they're eating chicken donuts. I talked about it on PKN, but my fucking garage door exploded the other night. The spring that actually does the lifting for you. And so now every time I want to leave my house, I have to like be like Atlas holding the fucking earth on his shoulders and like do a squat and like overhead press my whole fucking garage door. And it's actually kind of heavy. I went to leave today and I'm like preparing myself to do this. I'm like,
like a deadlift pump.
Stealing yourself.
I got that. What are those things? Juicy
smelling salts.
I got my smelling salts.
Yeah.
I chalk up. I get that well, and because if I do it casually, it's actually really hard. But I found that if I treat it like a gym lift, it's easy. So like I get down, I just explode up, and I'm like, and I've got it up in my head. And my
like
neighbor
a clean
is
and
like,
jerk. Is that your technique?
I start and I like squatted, and then I like just explode.
It's on the ground.
There's a place where I can get my I can grab it like this. Okay. Like facing the garage door, and I like explode, and I overhead press this thing. I'm like, and my neighbor's right there getting his mail. And he's just like, the fuck? And I'm just like, but I can't like not be like this. So I'm just like, hi.
Why do you have no shirt on?
I'm still.
Why are you naked?
Yeah, I should have put clothes on.
I can see why you're shirtless, but why pantsless for this lift?
I gotta call those people Monday and get that shit fixed because it's so frustrating.
You can call them tomorrow. It's Friday.
Yeah, but they won't be able to do anything till Monday. I don't want them knowing about it.
You don't want them
knowing the weekend. They get more time to think. What did he do to break that garage door anyway?
Well, his neighbor said he was lifting it like some sort of maniac.
Don't trust those people. No, it's super fucking frustrating. It scared the shit out of me when it exploded. It sounded like a gunshot or a bomb or something. I was right next to it. So I'm hoping they get that shit fixed.
I don't know what you live in now. Is it a house, like a single family home?
Yeah.
Okay. But it's rented. So you have someone else who needs to deal with this.
Yeah, it's like a company. It's I don't think it seems so rare that you've actually got like an actual landlord now. Like, oh yeah, Pete, my landlord, he's coming by for the rent. I've never had that. It's always been like Mega Rental Company Incorporated or some shit, which I kind of like.
And then like the landlord is just like an individual who's really just like a property manager who comes around it. That's what I've experienced is like there would be like the big company and then there'd be an actual property manager who handled all the actual stuff. Like my heater went out, my AC died, my garage door broke.
I live in a weird one now. For years, any rental property I had was like a pay your rent on the internet to some massive company. And now I have to write the rent check, and I walk down the street to some old lady's house and I put it in the little slip.
Weird.
Some lady with a bunch of cats.
Yeah, my whole thing's corporate now. So like there's good things about it and bad things about it. Like when my air conditioning went out and they like fucking drug their feet around for weeks about it. That was awful. And then they did that with my plumbing once too, where I didn't have running water for like 3 days. I had to go stay in a hotel. But usually they fix things. So that's nice. And I'm not responsible if anything happens.
Oh, they never. My apartment when I lived in the city, it had one of those giant corporations managing it. I can't tell you how many times. So like the way it was is I lived in a loft on the second floor, and so you walked in off the street, open the door, you walk up a flight of stairs, and then it's just my loft, my apartment. And there was as soon as you come up the stairs, there's like a small landing and then a stairway down that goes to the back fenced in parking lot where my car is, so that nobody can steal anything or break in. The entire time I lived there, aside from like the first month or so, I had to leave the front door, walk around this sketchy ass building through alleys, and then go and get my car that way, because you open up that back door to go down to the parking area, there was visible black mold, like enough to make a flag, like a flag out of. Like I stopped walking through that area and like almost sealed it off with like towels and stuff, because I'm like I can like smell actively the amount of black mold when I walk through there. And I called, I don't know, 24 times over the course of the 2 years I lived there. Never sent someone out. Never cared. Never gave a shit. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, it's no good.
And black mold is genuinely dangerous.
How big a deal is it though?
If you breathe it for like years, it can fuck with your respiratory system.
I just changed my air filter today. Somehow I remembered. I went up there and changed it. It was black as night.
Oh, dude, I forgot to change my air filter for a year. Usually,
this is at least a year.
Oh, it was when it came out, when you pull it out, like when there's so much shit that like it just like almost collapses off the sides. There's so much like you pull
it's
it
caked
out.
on. It's caked. Yeah.
But you know what they say? The best filter is a dirty filter.
They say the best filter is your lungs. Gets everything out.
Yeah. Well, no, holds on to it. Yeah.
That's what you don't want it in the air. That's what a filter does.
That's how filters work, silly.
Yeah. I took mine out. More airflow. Let's go. No, I changed.
You did though, because you got the nose hair trimmer.
I've been plucking them. I've been plucking them out. I'm gonna get them waxed. Yeah,
I bought. I think I haven't even taken it out of the box yet, but it's an electric nose hair trimmer, and I picture it a way to just sort of stick it up your nostril and it'll cut everything.
It does a good job. I have one of those, but it leaves them all like, I don't know, 2 millimeters long, and so like if you like press your nose, like the little stubblies poke the other side of your nose. So I've got this little thing that like goes in there like a spring, and when you squeeze it, the spring collapses, so it's got all those coils squeezing together. And it grabs huge tufts of nose hair at a time.
Does it hurt when you rip it out?
Of course it fucking hurts when you rip it out. So what I really want to do is like find a lady friend who's in a salon or something like that, and get her to like put the wax in my nose and the like the things up there, and just do one motion and the whole nose is plucked clean.
Why not laser so it doesn't come back?
Nobody lasers the inside of noses.
Not yet.
Well, I'm an innovator.
Jesus Christ, that sounds dangerous. Get that laser up there near my brain.
I don't see.
I can get
superpowers. That's how
wax the entire inside. I didn't know that.
It sounds awful.
People get all sorts of things lasered and waxed, but I thought
that the nose hairs serve a purpose.
Oh, they do, but I'm not interested because I don't like live in the Serengeti or anything. I'm good.
What is it supposed to do? Make boogers? So you're not.
That's a filtration system, right?
I'm not buying that at all. That is the world's most ineffective filtration system.
What
if I told you I if I gave you a mask and it had like, I don't know, 37 hairs over it, you could clearly see through it, you'd be like, this mask is bullshit.
Give me a network of hairy tubes to breathe through. That's going to be better than this mask.
Well, it's the best God had at the time.
I can see past all these hairs. It's not that dense. It can't be good filter.
I think it's.
I feel like that's
stuff.
A reverse
engineer explanation. You know how the small hairs in your ear canal are actually designed to. That's how you hear. These tiny little hairs that are in your ear canal. That's how you hear. If you damage them, you lose your hearing. Is there any similarity to that in the nose in terms of scent?
There's not.
You can probably smell better without.
I'm like a goddamn bloodhound over here. My nasal passages are bald as.
Yeah, but now that Kyle's plucked his nose hairs, he can't hear it all.
Not a damn thing.
He's going deaf.
Not a damn
you
thing.
get your ear hairs waxed and you're deaf.
she goes, yoink, and it just goes.
If it's such a good wax, it pulls the hair from your ears down with it. Yeah, but I agree with you. The hair in the nose, it's a bullshit filter. And Woody, I do think it's some scientist being like, well, it's for filtration. It's like, really? Against what? Rocks?
Well, maybe it's like, what if, and I'm just fucking spitballing. My lack of knowledge about human anatomy is pretty astounding. But what if it's a filtration system going the other way? So boogers and shit don't just fall, and snot doesn't just fall.
I want boogers and shit to fall. I want to. Think of
the bristles and shit on a tree.
Are you a booger hoarder? You don't want to let me go. None of your precious boogers.
They're all mine.
You need something to break its fall, like one of the, in a movie when somebody falls on an awning outside of an Italian restaurant, fall for your snot.
This just made me think of this, talking about like keeping the boogers in there. I must have been like, I don't know, 11. So my youngest brother was like 4 or something. And we were in the back of the car driving somewhere. And he did one of those like little kid sneezes where it's just like a full, just like huge booger comes out and it's on his finger. He pulls it out after the sneeze, and I'm like, like boogers more than like I've said it before. I'd rather watch a beheading than someone like with a booger. There's something about boogers that are disgusting to me, and I was like, that is so fucking gross. Get rid of that. And he like didn't know what to do. He put it back up his nose, and I was just wanting to be like. Ugh. Like just imagining a now cold booger re-entering my nose made me want to vomit. Oh,
that's so good. I love that. That's so cute. Like he's like, oh, Taylor doesn't like the booger. I better. Like put it back.
That's the same brother that learned he could get attention at our like school fair if he would go to the goldfish area, take a goldfish and like go like, hey, watch me. And he kept doing that in front of people. Like one little girl got like really like upset by it, and we were like, "Don't do that anymore." But here's $2. Go now. Go do it in front of him. And he would just go over there. I think he ate like 4 goldfish that day.
Wow.
Did he chew?
No, he just straight swallowed them. Just right down.
I don't know if that's better or worse. Worse for the goldfish.
Yeah, I imagine he died pretty quick in the stomach, though.
It's definitely better for the person.
Yeah, better for the person.
Yuck.
Yeah. Ugh. Yeah, I'm sure inhaling acid is a quick, painless death.
Yeah. Well, you see, like they put the fish, or wait, no, that was a video of an eel in alcohol.
The Wicked Witch of the West, that paint, they just invented. They're like, we want it to be green. While they smoked a cigar, I'm sure, and they're like, we don't have green face paint. Make some lead and strychnine, that sort of thing. That's green, right? And her face was dyed green for years and years afterwards. Not full green, but stained.
But it was
like
stained.
A little green. Yeah. They had her on Sesame Street back in the day, and she was, I guess they deemed her to be too ugly to be on the show. I don't think they aired her episode or something. Something like that happened. Like the kids were scared of her.
Was she really ugly?
She's a little hard to look at the way I remember. The Wicked Witch of the West.
Yeah. Because I guess I'm having a hard time getting past how they wanted her to be harsh. She always made an evil, bad facial expression. If she was painted green, that doesn't help.
Yeah. Oh, and then one more little factoid from that movie: when they're in the poppy field, and it's asbestos raining down on them. Yeah. Holy shit! Asbestos was in everything, and we think it's not anymore, but they just stopped talking about it. All of our brake pads are asbestos.
They are. I don't know. Is there anywhere else? Well, I don't know about. But they definitely still use it. I think.
Yeah, I bet all of our government buildings. I bet the Pentagon's full of asbestos.
When I was a kid, asbestos was like a really common thing. Like pretty much every old building, every school, every government building, etc., was getting the asbestos removed.
It's so weird to go through like the Wikipedia pages of the Little Rascals and be like seeing they died of old age in like 1990.
Shit. I mean, that was like from the 30s or 40s or something, right?
Yeah. Yeah, from the 30s.
What would you contribute to the president's look, or like maybe his maybe Air Force One, or like how the Secret Service look or operate, or
brass knuckles. I would wear brass knuckles all the time
as the president.
That people, and it would say U.S. Well, okay, I need to think of another one. It would say U.S. U.S.
Prez.
Prez. Yeah, it'd say Prez. Yeah. I would do all my speeches like that.
President.
And when I went to foreign nations, I'd make them kiss my knuckle duster like that, like a ring. And I would say, like, I won't destroy your nation.
Conversation away from doing that, I guarantee.
He was one conversation from a man like me.
What if that was your signature? What if you had a ring that you dipped into ink, or like hot wax, like Game of Thrones style, and that was how like laws.
And they call me the Punisher.
Well, I don't know about that.
The Punisher president.
I don't know.
Is that because you would yourself elect to carry out capital punishments at the Lincoln Memorial?
Yes.
By beating people to death.
It's because I would solely, as president of this new dictatorship, I would take control of that. There's a pedophile on the public square. We're taking him right to Washington, D.C., right in the middle. And I demand that every single news station show it, even Nickelodeon. And they all show me pummel this pedophile to death. And everyone
You're going to beat him to death with the
I'm going to beat him to death, except it's not going to, we got to sell ad space. And so it's going to take a bit. It's going to be probably a 12-minute beating, keeping him alive.
Will there even be any auspice of like, this is a fight to the death, or will he just be restrained?
No, it'll just be President Taylor is delivering justice. That'll be texted to everyone's phone.
Oh, we're getting push alert. I like push alert.
And it will have a force open link sent to you.
It's an Amber Alert. It's an Amber Alert. What? We need
and if you try to close, and if you close your eyes, terrorist watch list, because you are a terrorist sympathizer.
This is some
eye tracking technology.
I like it.
I like that. No, I like the knuckle duster idea though.
It's
like
so
that.
tight.
You know what?
Imagine how cool they would look.
I like on the shoulder pads if they have those ruffles. Those little things that hang down.
I'd love a little roughage, a little bit of differentiation in the block that they are.
The gold tassels. That's exactly it. I want the gold tassels on the shoulder pads. I think it add a bit of gravitas, right?
Like, what I want to have? I want to have
across.
I'm gonna have a mustache of gold tassels.
A mustache,
but to mention it is a death sentence.
See, that's a leader. Okay, that man's wearing pantaloons. Like that's how you know he's a real man.
Yeah, and look at the sword. That's awesome.
That guy's a NASCAR.
I do like his sword.
I love his sword. Do you think he knows how to use it, or it's just? Do they teach soldiers how to use the sword if they get it ceremonially?
They do not.
I wonder how dull it is.
The last cavalry charge officially issued was in Afghanistan. I want to say in like 2005. It was a British officer who was there with people, and they didn't kill anyone. But he is the last known person to give the command to fix bayonets charge. And they all got there. It was like, two people just taking pot shots from a building. He's like, oh, now's my chance. Fix bayonets.
I'm not fixing bayonets ever.
No. That guy's hilarious. I like to imagine him being like, fix bayonets.
Yeah, I hope everyone's laughing while they did it. I hope it was a big joke.
I hope it was a joyous death.
I hope it was a joyous death.
That's all you can hope for, right?
What about
joyous death?
You can also live.
Spartans wanted.
Do you think that
sure.
They were more about honor.
I think the president would look good if he had like a helm of some kind.
You know what the president would look good with? You know those contacts that can change your eye color? 2 jet black shark eye. And now every other world leader is like, I can't get a read on this guy. He's got his shark eye contacts in. Imagine how retarded Joe Biden would look with
he would look so confused.
Imagine like Biden sitting down with world leaders and just
I'm gonna bomb your country. And it's like I don't know how to read them. Look at those shark eyes. I read, you know what? Or we could do now it wouldn't have to be out of necessity, but eye patch. an eye patch on the president, it fronts us as a tough country that knows how to deal with a little loss but bounce back from it. Eye patch.